Quick question. When you want to know what time a restaurant closes, do you ask Google or do you ask ChatGPT? Google, I assume, right? Obviously. Okay, now when you want to write a polite yet firm email declining a meeting you really don't want to attend, do you Google that or do you ask ChatGPT? Probably AI doing its job there. Most people already have some instinct about this. It's just natural, but they can't quite explain why. And when this line gets blurry, which it does like constantly, they end up using the wrong tool and wondering why they got like a mediocre result. So, this video is the explanation for it actually works. Is something that we've used forever and we just understand it intuitively. Basically, Google is a finding machine. Okay, when you type something in it, it goes out to its index and constantly updated map of like billions of web pages, and it comes back with like links to place where your answer probably lives. So it gives you that whole list of links. It doesn't really write you an answer. It finds you the source that might have an answer, and then you click and read and piece it all together yourself. Okay. Think of Google as this extraordinarily good librarian. You walk in and say, I need information about X or Y or whatever, and the librarian doesn't really explain X to you. She just walks to the right shelf and pulls out, say, 5 to 7 books and hands them over to you, letting you do the reading. It's great at finding things that already exist somewhere. That is Google. Now, how AI actually works. Something we've already covered, but let me cover it again. AI, specifically AI chat tools like ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Perplexity, all of these don't really go looking for things, they create. So they don't fetch anything from web pages, they generate a response from scratch in real time based on patterns it learned with all the data and information it has. It's not finding, it's creating based on prediction, probability. It's just a conversation. No links, no tags. And that is the fundamental difference between the two. Google retrieves, AI creates. Google says, here's where you'll find it. AI says, let me work through it with you and provide you an answer for it. That's the basic difference. But why does this distinction change everything? So, this is not just a technical distinction, it completely changes what you should expect from each of these tools and why you get frustrated when you use the wrong tool. Now, here's what happens when people use AI like Google. A simple example, okay? They ask, what's the best project management tool right now? Now, remember from the previous videos, AI has knowledge cutoff limit and it just gives you a confident answer, probably naming tools that were popular based on its knowledge cutoff, missing out on the new ones completely, and no links to actually check the current pricing or feature. Now, that's not a bad thing. It's just you're using a creating tool for a finding job. So, Google that question and you'll get like current reviews, comparison articles, actual pricing pages, and that's the right tool to use then. But now, flip it. Someone Googles, how do I tell my manager I'm overwhelmed without sounding like I'm complaining? Google returns 10 articles Then you open four of those in different tabs, and now you're reading for like 15 minutes. And somehow, even when you piece it all together, it just feels so generic. Ask AI the same question and add your specific context to it. Now, your manager's communication style, what you've already tried, what is the tone you want, how lengthy you want it to be, how short you want it to be. AI writes you a draft in 30 seconds tailored to your actual situation. Same question, completely different results because this time you use the right tool. So, the simple decision rule that I want you to remember is this. And it's here's the rule that I actually use. If I find something that already exists, a fact, a source, a current piece, or a recent event, I use Google. If I need something made, like written, explained, brainstormed, drafted, restructured, I use AI. It's just finding versus making. That's the difference. That's it. Now, let me put it on the screen so you can pause the video and screenshot the next part. One more thing worth knowing, these tools are starting to blur together. Google now has AI summaries built in it, and some AI tools like Perplexity can search the web in real time. ChatGPT with browsing enabled can also look things up. But the mental model still holds. Are you trying to find something or make something? Just start there and you will pick the right tool. Whenever AI tells you something specific, a statistic, a name, a date, a fact, and it matters that it has to be accurate, Google it. That's how you use the tools in the most complementary way. You use AI to create and you use Google to verify. That's it. Phase one is done. And I feel excited. I hope you do too. In the past 5 videos, we've actually gone from what even is AI to understanding how it thinks, where it goes wrong, what it means for your career, and how to use it alongside the tools you already have. I hope it helped you understand AI well. And most people who use AI every day don't have this foundation, which is where all the confusion stems from. But you have it. So, yay! Phase two, we're going to learn more about AI, like where we are going to talk about how to actually work with AI, the different modes, what makes someone genuinely good at it, and how to write a prompt that gets you something useful instead of something generic. Basically, the stuff I wish someone had told me when I started. So, I'm excited. See you in the next phase.